Is it ready? No, it's not. All right. Hi. What's up? Holy shit! It's been, I think it's been almost 3 months? No, longer than that now, right? It's been 4 months, 5 months since the last one we did. And welcome to the House of I podcast, everyone. We're doing this again. To my left here, Jaren Jammer, who has been on the podcast, and not to get ahead of myself here, but is now a full-time podcast / band member. So let's get into that. First thing, I guess, for all the people that are listening or whatever. Jaren is now part of House of I, so awesome. Yeah, and maybe Ellie will put in some claps or something and post there. I don't think she likes that idea. Okay, that's cool. But yeah, basically, Jaren, you are the newest member. You are also gonna be my partner in crime in terms of songwriting and stuff like that. So
excited.
And singing as well.
Excited.
So yeah, it should be interesting. Let's so we've played a show already together.
Mm-hmm.
How'd you feel about that?
Well, the last show I played before this one was with y'all, actually, before I joined the band. And Kenny hadn't left yet, right?
Nope. He technically had not left yet. Yeah.
So that was a cool experience, but I didn't think it would lead anywhere. So playing as a member of the band was a whole other level, and it turned out being a really good show too.
Yeah, that was well, first I'll say, so we played at Anua Brewery, which is a first for us. Shout out to Jordan Esker. He booked us on that one. And we played our first show back. We played an hour set. So you had the task of learning an hour's worth of music in a span of, I think, maybe a month or two, possibly.
Yeah.
Which you did fantastic. I thought it came out awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was emotional. We had a lot of people out there. It was a packed house. It was awesome to see a lot of familiar faces.
First show post-COVID too. Put
Yeah.
it into context. I mean, it is just a lot going on at once, huh?
Yep, and it was nerve-wracking as hell. We were playing some new music as well, and I'm always unsure of how those things will go when we're doing new songs, and I think they came out pretty darn good. So
yeah, no, my first impression is that I'm happy.
Yeah.
Definitely.
that's
A lot of excitement. I don't know really what will happen in the future, but I feel like good stuff. I don't have any red flags coming up with the band. It's just all green flags.
That's good. It's doing the podcast, doing the live music, all that stuff. It's this is what I want this to be, our career. I want to make this into an entity that is a business or whatever, and because I think all of us are kind of tired of doing day jobs that we don't necessarily feel super duper passionate about, and this is what makes us passionate. So why not do this shit? So
Yeah.
but
yeah. I'm stoked.
Yeah, me too, man. Like I've said before, you're definitely putting a fire under our ass, and it's nice to have someone in the band that's first of all, that's coming up with great ideas and just positive and on the same spectrum as us when it comes to making this a reality. So, but yeah, I was gonna kind of based off the little list that we made here. I mean, you kind of answered a little bit of that, like the first impressions and stuff like that. But yeah, I know the learning aspect. You never seemed too daunted by the music or anything like that, but I'm sure there was periods of, you know,
self-doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I got over it. I feel like with the history of music I have, I just felt confident I could do it if I just did it, you know? I did the practicing at home and, you know, got through it.
Yeah. No, you did for sure. Yeah, and again, it's like in that span of time where it was only like, you know, maybe a month to learn that much music is kind of crazy. But no, I mean, it just I think it just bodes well to the fact that you're such a good musician. You know what I mean? Like you're a good musician, so that's what it.
Thank you.
Yeah. That's what it comes down to.
Y'all are too. I feel like one interesting thing that maybe the viewers might find interesting is that going from one band to another, which I've been like 3. You get to see how like some people treat being in a band differently, and the other bands I've been in up to this point have been very casual, beer drinking, partying, you know, making music for themselves kind of thing. And joining House of I, I've never seen like the seriousness that a band can have, in a good way too. It's not like an uptight kind of seriousness, but like House of I is taking itself seriously and trying to go somewhere and make good music and, you know, make music for people as well as for themselves. So joining it was like a no-brainer.
Yeah. Yeah, it's for me it's weird because I've never been in another band up until now, you know, where I'm doing another project now, but like this has always been like this is the only band I've been in, you know, we've been doing this for 11, 12 years I think now, and it's like I don't know anything else. I've always had these aspirations to make this a reality. So it's always interesting to like hear someone talk about how, you know, like, oh, in other bands that like didn't have the same kind of drive or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's not honestly to say that we were doing the right things this whole time. I don't necessarily think we were. I think it's up until now that we're just like, you know, making the right moves and the right decisions to
getting older, feeling it out a little more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think one thing that people, when they do music, if they want to do this seriously, it's like you start to learn what it takes to do that. And to be honest, I still don't know if we're doing the right things. I hope so.
It's like trial and error the whole time.
Right. It's like, you know, at the end of the day, we really don't fucking know. Like we basically, you could be doing all the right things, and even then, you might not get lucky. You know.
That's good though. I mean, if you're trying the whole time, at least you could say you did as good as you could.
Yeah.
The resources you had. I'd much rather be in a band that like tried the whole time to make something of themselves.
Right. Then half-assed it basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree. And
so you've always felt like you've just been going 100% with the band, or do you feel like there's a party period and then like an awakening, getting serious?
I would say that like we focused so much on music for a long time, where we were trying to basically hone like the music that we were, you know, whatever music we were recording, music that we were, I guess, learning or whatever at the time, that we didn't really like do a lot of the business aspect. And it's not until now that we're trying to focus on that more, which, you know, includes doing this podcast, for example. But yeah, I mean, we spent like, you know, the good part of us living in Miami and then even us here in Tampa just kind of like trying to figure that shit out. And I've talked about it before, you know, like we were horrible at networking. We weren't super friendly when we first got here. It's something that we had to work on. And it's not to say that we're like mean or anything like that. It's just we're just very shy, and honestly I think insecure about, you know, I don't know. I've talked about it a lot on this podcast, like having problems being a social person when it comes to like meeting new people and stuff like that. Like it's tough. It's not as tough for me now, but it was very tough for me. Like there's like a lot of like social anxiety and stuff like that.
Same, definitely.
Yeah. And you just have to learn, like, you know, there's nothing to be afraid of. Like if the situation goes poorly, it goes poorly. It's not like you're not gonna die. You know, you might feel uncomfortable, but that's okay.
Yeah, I've learned to just try and give people the benefit of the doubt in the music scene in Tampa. Like, maybe not everybody hates me. I could just approach them and, you know, they might like me, actually. I don't have to assume the worst of this stranger.
I can't see how someone would hate you.
Well, I mean...
You're too nice.
No, it's just inflicted inward, you know?
Right. Yeah, and that's the thing, too, is, like, at the end of the day, it's, like, you know, if someone doesn't like the music, that's a different story. It's, you know, me as a person, you know, I'd be like, I like to think that I'm nice enough for someone to at least have conversation with, you know what I mean? So,
Right.
but, yeah. But anyway, I didn't, and for this one too, I didn't want to, you know, I don't think we have to make this like a long thing either. I know this is kind of like pointless to like talk about right now, but but yeah, I just figured like we can kind of just go through these topics and then, you know, do what we want.
Edit it accordingly.
Yeah.
It's so funny because they're not going to see my face, and we forgot to mention the fact that I was here.
Oh yeah, true.
But to answer your question, Jeremy, we did party a lot. Because I noticed that was your question and he did not answer it.
Oh, did you ask that?
I was like, was there a party phase and then an awakening kind of thing?
But Daniel doesn't listen.
Well, part of it was answered.
Did we?
Yeah,
just
was. Yeah.
Did we party a lot?
I mean, there were definitely.
I mean, I did.
I'm having a good time. There was definitely pointless practices.
Okay.
No practicing got done.
Yeah.
You know, we ran through like one song and they were like, so we're gonna take shots. Right? And then like, you know, and then just useless stuff happened, you know?
Yeah.
But I get why you were like, did partying happen? Because it wasn't like we were going to parties and just going out. It's just that when we got together, it wasn't very serious. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when would you say that was happening? Because I personally, I don't really. I know we drank a lot, like as a band.
No, I think that was mainly at the beginning when we
Okay.
first got together. I think that's.
I guess we did do a lot of like drinking and jamming, you know.
Yeah, instead of writing songs, instead of using our time productively, we did have a lot of time together though.
Yeah.
Back then. So.
Yeah, we used to practice like 2 to 3 times a week.
That's fucking ideal.
Yeah.
And for like
Yeah.
6 hours or something ridiculous.
Wow.
Yeah, we played a lot. Like that's actually like I know what you're saying too. Like you can get you know away from you when it comes to just drinking or whatever.
Right.
But I do think that early on, like our jam sessions and stuff like that, I think that actually made us very like tight as people, as a band and stuff like that. Like
Right.
you know,
formative.
yeah, like even you know now having you you know join and stuff, like just you can tell the difference between like the first jam that we had together as a band and then like where it's at now, where I feel like now it's like we're starting to you know actually like understand each other more.
Yeah.
You know, there is like a conversation that happens when you're jamming with someone new. You know.
This could be edited out, but should we say that Ellie's off camera? Just for the.
Yeah, no, you don't have to edit this out. No, but yeah, Ellie's off camera. I guess we could explain. So Ellie was she was kind of co-hosting with me at the time, but we kind of decided to do this new format just because Ellie doesn't necessarily like being on camera or talking, and you know, obviously if you've watched this podcast or listened to it, you know I talk a lot, and so I kind of steamroll a little bit, but I think Jaren, when we've done podcasts, like you ask good questions, you know, even when you're the person being interviewed, for example, and I just figured that it would be a good fit, and
Yeah.
you know,
I'm all about it.
yeah, I think like when we go to interview people, like it's gonna be super helpful to have you bouncing up, you know, off other questions or ideas and whatnot, you know. Yeah, that's so Ellie's gonna be manning the computer side basically. Oh, and I guess yeah, this is it's gonna be a very like kind of like janky fucking podcast just because we haven't done it in so long. But so if you're not familiar with the actual setting that we're in or whatever, the space that we're in, this is our new studio, and like I don't know, cue in post the video of us going through the studio so you guys can see what we've done. But we basically converted the mother-in-law suite that we had in the back here to a studio. So this is where we're going to be doing majority of our podcast, and also when we book live guests, we'll be filming them in here as well and recording them in here. Just, you know, I did it was cool doing it in the house, but this is obviously this is super convenient, you know. It's, you know, if we make a mess in here, it's not a huge deal, you know.
Yeah.
But
how long did it take you again, or take us to finish
do the studio?
Yeah.
I think like 4 months.
4 months total.
Yeah, which you were a huge help, you know, helping us do this.
That was fun.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. It was stressful, you know, because we just didn't know if we were doing it right. But yeah, we really turned this fucking place around, man. You know,
Yeah.
to where it was like bare bones and shit. Yeah, it was fucking. I mean, we did it. We replaced almost everything besides like the kitchen, for the most part. You know?
And who are all the artists that you've helped so far?
That we've helped.
Yeah, I mean, like I recorded or, you know.
Oh, like so far in here?
Yeah.
So Kid Loki was one that
Yeah.
I did with, we did the EP, which you can find on Spotify.
That was cool. Yeah.
Tyler Mulder recorded in here. And I think that's about it. We have people coming in. I don't know if, I could say that, right? Like, I could say who's, no? Okay, never mind. Okay.
Well, Sorry Barb came in to practice.
Right, to practice.
But it's a practice space also.
Yes.
That was nice.
Yeah, and there's still like things we need to do, you know, to make it better and whatnot. Like, well, I guess we could not talk about like, you know, as soon as like we put it up, we started having problems with water leaking in, which sucked. That was a bummer. So we put in new flooring on top of the I guess the concrete flooring that, you know, that exists here, and last month while practicing with Blonde Gentleman, which is another project I'm in, water just started flooding in to the walls, like on top of the fucking flooring. Obviously it was raining super hard, but it was literally flooding into the fucking studio, and yeah, it scared me. We had to remove half of the flooring in that room, which you'll see on video. There's a carpet over it now. And yeah, there was a crack in the concrete. We sealed it, and we installed a French drain, which, if you don't know what that is, look that shit up. If you have any issues with leaking and stuff like that, definitely look into, or rather flooding. If you have issues with flooding and, you know, around your house or whatever, just look that shit up, because it's definitely doing the fucking job right now. So
that was a drag.
Yeah,
it's fixed now though, right?
It's fixed now. You know, the shit part about all this stuff is I'm a very anxious person, so, you know, whenever it rains, I'm just like, I hope it doesn't fucking flood in there. You know what I mean? And so far it's been good. You know, I truly believe we fixed the issue. I mean, we dug 39 feet of fucking, you know, a foot down, a foot wide ditch.
Yeah.
You know, so
definitely helps.
Yeah, I mean, I would hope so. We spent 3 days doing it. It was a lot of work, man. It was a lot of work. Yep. But we saved a lot of money doing it ourselves. But at the same time, you know, when you're doing something on your own, you just don't know if you're doing it correctly, you know. So
got to find out.
Yeah. But as I've learned with doing this, you know, doing the studio and stuff like that, you know, there's a lot of things you can do on your own. You just have to be willing to make mistakes and, you know, basically just roll with the punches, you know. And having like someone like yourself and Ellie that are willing to, you know, take the risk to see what happens is, you know, it's very reassuring, basically, and kind of helps, you know, like, oh well, if it fucks up, it's okay, you know. Like, what's the worst that can happen, you know?
It'd be okay.
Yeah. But yeah, so I'm sure the video by now has ended of the studio, but yeah, so it's what we're working with now, and very excited. It's you know, it's crazy to think that we own this property, and that we've actually turned this into an LLC as well, you know, House Records LLC. So this will be a publishing label, which is awesome. So now we have, you know, that
House Records,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, House Records LLC. So So yeah, that'll be now our publishing fucking label, all that stuff, which is cool because that's technically a percentage of money that goes to, you know, like if you're going through a different publishing company or LLC, they take a percentage of the earnings that you get. So now we take all that money, which is cool. But yeah, no, trying to make this shit as legit as possible, man, and bringing people to record and whatnot and all that shit. So
Just a matter of time.
yeah, it's really exciting, and you know, I'm grateful for all of it, grateful for your help, grateful for, you know, all the work that everyone around me has helped with and all that stuff. So it's crazy.
Feels like a good way to come back post-COVID, just with a studio now and, you know, a lot of ambition and plans, you know?
Yeah, like, I can't wait to tour again, you know? Like,
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a lot of fun.
like that.
And have bands here regularly again.
Right.
Meet some new people and talk to them.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that was like the one thing about this podcast that I missed, actually, was having artists come on and talk, because there's no one else in the world, like, at least from that are not family or like specific friends, that the AC turned on. I actually don't hear it that loud though in my headphones. But basically, like, I love like having that camaraderie with other musicians, you know, like, they're just, it's cool, man. Like, I love the community that we have, and musicians can be super awesome, you know, when you have something in common like art, you know. Yeah. But alright, so let's tackle the new. Oh, okay. So Jaron, I guess you're kind of the person that took the lead on this one, but so we have a music video for our newly released single "Shame" that Jaron here directed. He did all the fucking, you know, all the creative part of it. So I don't know if you want to talk about what your process was or what you thought of.
Well, we all had some ideas, so I just tried to write them all down first, and then make the ideas make sense. I listened to the song a bunch and tried to place the ideas in specific times of the song. And after doing that and writing it up, I showed the band, and we quickly recorded it in one day, or one night rather. It was a long night, but we did it.
Yeah, it was.
And I edited it at home, and proud of it.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Did a great job. The whole time, like you directing, the editing you did to it. I mean, it's all fantastic, all phenomenal stuff. So
Yeah, it was fun.
yeah, like I know I've told you this already, but it like that kind of like interest in this. It was very, I guess, reassuring to see that, and it was very like reinvigorating, like in terms of like making this possible, you know.
Right. Not coming in as a lazy musician or anything like that.
Right. If someone that's bringing ideas and that kind of fucking like work ethic towards it, you know, is kind of awesome. So it was really cool.
Yeah. I'm excited to share it with everybody. I imagine it'll probably be out by the time this is out, right?
Yeah, it'll be out. Yeah, technically we're releasing it tomorrow, so.
Yeah. So you can check that out at YouTube and Instagram, right?
Yeah, basically for those of you on YouTube, obviously this channel, it'll have it on this channel, and then for the Instagram followers and all that stuff, it'll be on there too. But yeah, I'm excited to see what people think about it, and slowly but surely we just continue stepping up when it comes to like music production, music videos, everything. We're going upwards, and that's kind of the trend I want to keep going in. So, but yeah, I'm excited, man. I think that single, which you can find on pretty much all streaming platforms, that single "Shame," I felt was like a good. It was. You could tell the difference in quality, like the sound quality. Because I won't say like songwriting, like from the album, for example. Like I don't necessarily. I still think the songs on the album are great, I just think, like, you know, you can tell, at least from my perspective, that, you know, we didn't have like the best equipment to record. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's also like an energy to this one that's different from the rest. Like learning all those songs for that first set with y'all, I had to really think about them in a way that it's like probably y'all haven't thought about them since you made them, because I was like learning them for the first time, you know. So like I was able to tell the differences of like, I don't know, not just the production, but then also like the energy that y'all brought to the newer songs compared to the older songs. Because, you know, Shame is pretty new for y'all, and I don't know, we came at it with a different kind of energy than the older songs, I guess.
Yeah, I think I get what you're saying too. Like, well, there is a difference in the writing as well. Like, it's more mature, I would say. You know, probably. I don't want to say I don't necessarily think it makes more sense or anything like that, but there's like I don't know, like that specifically with that song, like it's more structured.
Yeah.
You know, not to say that my older stuff isn't structured, but like it's almost like you could consider it like a single or something. You know, like I did see that song being a single when it was written.
That's interesting.
Yeah. And it was actually inspired by Deerhoof.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. Yeah, like that riff specifically, like the beginning and then the like that's all like Deerhoof for me. You know, that kind of shit. So, but yeah, so that's up there, guys. Take a listen to that music video, single. And then, yeah, I mean, at this point, we really don't. I mean, is there anything else you guys want to bring up? Anything else you guys have in mind besides the ending of plugging it up here?
I'm glad to be part of the band, and I hope to make entertaining things on the podcast for viewers.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna. It's gonna be more structured for sure. You know, we probably won't release as much as we were, but it'll be more. It'll be more structured, so it'll make more sense, I think. we're definitely gonna give you good content. You know, so feel free to let us know what you think.
Yeah, just less, but it's going to be more consistent as well. The last thing I thought we were going to bring up was the single that we're working on right now.
Right. So yeah, we have a new single out, or no, rather, we're working on a new single. We haven't even mixed it or anything, but the song is kind of recorded already. It's called Mi Vida, so stay tuned for that. We actually were talking about ideas for the music video today, but yeah, it's an exciting new song. Got heard a lot of good things about it for the people that heard it for the first time at our show, which was really cool. It was actually made me feel really, really nice that people enjoyed that one, because I did think people would like it, but I wasn't sure if like we were ready to play it yet, you know. So. But I think we played it really well. And obviously we're going to play, you know, at our upcoming show on the 3rd with Liquid Pennies and Razor and the Boogeyman at the Bend. It's one of my favorite venues.
Besides the new single, we have a show after this video releases at the Monkey House, DIY venue.
August 25th?
28th.
August 28th, yeah. Monkey House. Yeah, that's going to be really cool. So if anyone here is in the Florida area that hasn't been to any of our shows, come check that shit out, bro.
Yeah, it'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, we'll put on a good show for you. And then yeah, hopefully for those of you that are out of state or whatever that listen to this, you know, hopefully we can get to the state that you're in and fucking play for you guys. That'd be cool. I know it's not a huge following yet, but we're gonna strive for it. So
yeah.
But yeah, so basically, just to cap it off here, follow us on Instagram, Facebook. Obviously, you're listening to this on, well, not obviously, you can be listening to this on other platforms now, but YouTube, House of I, what else? Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. Find us on Spotify, iTunes, I believe Amazon Music, all that stuff. We're actually partnered now with Symphonic Distribution, so I believe we're on a ton of different streaming platforms than we weren't on before, but just hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and thank you guys for listening. Sorry it's been so long, but really excited to continue this and hopefully bring you guys some fun, exciting content. Cool?
Cool.
Ellie, cool?
Good to meet y'all.
Yeah. All right. That's a peace. Stay toasty, my friend. Fucking no. All right, cool.
I was about to throw in a Squarespace joke, but I decided not to.